Hi guys, welcome back to the Liberator 146. My name is Jael and I'm excited for today's message. I am not gonna lie, I am a little bit nervous. I'm like trembling. I don't know if it's because of the message of today. I don't know if it's because I have Bible study and usually in front of the camera I'm chilling, but right now I'm a little aggy right now. So I'm not mad. I'm just super excited for what God's gonna bring. I don't know if it's for this message or later on in my Bible study. If you're in Kissimmee, Orlando area, come to my Bible study. I'm down. It's like really chill. All we do is kind of talk and conversate, and I bring the word. But I don't try to make it too churchy because we're at my house and I want us to like conversate and get to know each other. But anyway, I'm gonna read 2 Samuel chapter 6 verse 20 to 23, I believe. So bear with me. It says, when David returned home to bless his household, Saul's daughter Michal came out to meet him. How the king of Israel honored himself today. She said, he exposed himself today in the sight of slave girls of his subjects like a vulgar person who exposes himself. David replied to Michal, it was before the Lord who chose me over your father and his whole family to appoint me ruler over the Lord's people Israel. I will dance before the Lord, and I will dishonor myself and humble myself even more. I'm going to stop there, actually. So a little background. David had bought the Ark of the Lord, where the Holy Spirit used to dwell in, to his home. And the thing is that Michal was his wife, and she was not even, when he brought the Ark of the Spirit to his home, he kind of did like a little parade with it. So they were playing musical instruments, he was dancing, bringing it in, and he was just celebrating because the Holy Spirit was about to be where he lives, so he was happy. And then instead of Michal focusing on what David was doing and celebrating with her husband and supporting, she was just looking at everything else. She was just trying to tear down his joy, and she was trying to knock him down when she should be celebrating with her husband. And she was talking about slave girls. She was jealous, all this other stuff, but he stayed firm with who he was. And he said, I don't care where I'm at. I don't care how many people I am in front. Remember, a king back in the day, they didn't do all that. They didn't dance. They didn't celebrate. They were like to themselves and they had to show power, but he didn't care who he was around. So he danced in front of all his kingdom and celebrated who God was and praised him and worship him. And that takes humility. So what I really want to talk about today is humility. There's humbleness, there's humility in many different aspects, but obviously we're talking about King David. I want to talk about staying humble even when you're up there. So no matter how high God takes you, no matter how low you are, you must stay humble to God, and you must always ask him for direction no matter where you go in life. So if you are a CEO of a company or you're a manager or whatever it is, always stay humble and be unashamed of the gospel. Be unashamed of God, because he's not ashamed of you. So why should you be ashamed of him? And you know what? It's difficult when people that you love, like his wife, that's his first wife, comes at him and doesn't even believe in him, doesn't even celebrate with him. She should be celebrating his new kingship. She should be celebrating where God has taken him. And he said it himself. He remembers where he was before. He was a shepherd of sheep. He had no lineage of becoming the next king. He had there was no connection between him and kingship. Remember, David was the son of like a regular guy, and Saul was the king. Saul was the one was the one chosen by God, and his kid Jonathan, his son Jonathan, was supposed to be the next king. But God chose David because of his heart, and he knew that no matter where David went, no matter how many mistakes David did, he would humble himself before God. So that's something that we can really, there's a lot of great things that we can learn from David. But I feel like the humbleness and his pure heart is one of the biggest things, because you're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail. We are human. We fail all the time, every day, even if it's through anger, through judging, whatever it is, we fail. But if you stay humble and you acknowledge your faults, that's where God can work with you. And if you stay humble, no matter where God could take you, that's when God could take you far. Because if you think that you're better than the person next to you and you start getting, like your chest starts growing, like, I'm feeling good. You start feeling yourself, that's where God can't take you nowhere. God's not going to take you where he needs to take you. And if you go far, that was your own power that put that in there. So always humble yourself, and you cannot listen to what people say. You cannot, pay attention to it, because you don't know where they're looking from. You don't know if it's them speaking, or if it's something evil inside of them speaking, or it's pure jealousy. You don't know anything. So if you're doing things correctly with God, and God has confirmed it, and you feel peace, then you move forward. But you always, always, always have to worship God and be unashamed of who you are. So that's really what I want to talk about. Be unashamed of the gospel. Preach, speak, whatever it is, you talk about God and you celebrate God. Because in the Bible it says, I don't have the verse right here right now, but I just thought about it. It says that if you are ashamed of me on earth, I will be ashamed of you when I judge you. What does that mean? God's not going to even acknowledge you if you are ashamed of him on your everyday life. So the advice that I can give, no matter how in sin you are, talk about God, boast about him and love him, and don't be scared of what people are gonna say. Don't care about judgment. Don't care about any of that. Just live your best life and worship the Lord and be happy while you do it. If you're dancing like David, then you dance. If you preach, then you preach. If you sing, then you sing. You do what you gotta do, boo. So, guys, thank you for watching. My name is Jael. Once again, please like, subscribe, and share the video. And please comment below to let me know if you guys want me to talk about any certain topics, or if anything, I don't know, just comment. Bye, guys. I love you guys. God bless you guys, and take care.